Hello, YouTube family. Welcome or welcome back to Free's Fragrance Finds. I am the lady of the house, Lady Free, your gourmand guru. And on this channel, baby, we love and discuss all things fragrances. Where I love gourmands, yes I do, but that doesn't mean that you have to. Stick around, I promise you'll find something you like. Guys, but before we get into today's video, I would love for you to take a quick moment to simply like, comment, subscribe, and turn on those post notifications so you won't miss any of my uploads. Don't you dare miss out. Let's hop right into today's video.
You make me feel so good, yeah. Oh, yeah. You make me feel so good, yeah.
Hey girl, hey boy, hey y'all, hey, what is up? It is your girl Lady Free, your gourmand guru in the house. Guys, and in today's video, we have some end of summer gourmand fragrances. So transitional fragrances. These fragrances are perfect for the end of summer. If that sounds like something you're interested in, don't forget to like this video and let's hop right in. Guys, this first fragrance is What About Pop by the House of Oud. Go ahead and run the product shot. Guys, this is your caramel popcorn that still smells like a fragrance. It's like tonic, it's sweet, it's a little salty from the ambergris, and it is just a perfect gourmand fragrance for the end of summertime. Let's go ahead and get you the notes. What About Pop has top notes of popcorn, caramel, and hawthorn, whipped cream, Madagascar vanilla, and night blooming crease in the mid, and base of ebony, benzoin, musk, ambergris, and Madagascar vanilla. Guys, this is a popcorn fragrance that does not smell too literal, in my opinion. Of course, you definitely get that popcorn. However, it still smells like a fragrance to me, in my opinion. Again, especially with that hawthorn and that night blooming crease. Guys, those two florals just make it a little bit more perfumey and not as gourmand. Then you have that benzoin, which is mimicking a vanilla a little bit, in my opinion. And then you have that ambergris, which adds a salty feel to it. So you have that the salt on the popcorn. I feel like the ambergris is imitating that in this fragrance. Let's go ahead and jump right into wearability. Again, we talked about what these fragrances are for. All of these fragrances are going to be perfect for your transitional season. This fragrance will take you straight into the fall time. It does have a lactonic quality with that whipped cream. So you probably still can get away with wearing this fragrance in the dead of heat because it is not a really heavy or dense fragrance. It still has a lightness to it, even with that whipped cream. It is a light, airy whipped cream, and it's not too lactonic, and it's not too sweet, it's not too literal. So you can get away with this fragrance if it's still really warm and really hot or humid, or both, where you live. This is a unisex scent, in my opinion, maybe leaning a little bit feminine, but anybody can wear anything, anytime. Performance. Now, this has moderate performance, in my opinion, moderate longevity. I'm getting about, at most, about 6-hour wear out of this fragrance. It has about moderate projection as well as sillage. You will leave a bit of a lasting scent trail, but not too long of a scent trail, not too much of a lasting scent trail. And if someone is close enough to you, they will be able to smell you. Value, you can buy this fragrance at sites like Lucky Scent. You probably can even find it on the gray market at a discounted price. So right now, Lucky Scent has this fragrance for $240. Is it worth its price point? Is it a good value? This is a 75 ml or 2.5 fluid ounce bottle. For what you are getting at $250, I would say it is not the greatest value. I would probably suggest you go with other fragrances like Cheirosa 71 from Sol de Janeiro, which is just a body spray. Of course, you don't get the 4 to 6 hour wear with that body spray. However, I feel like the projection is a little bit better with the Cheirosa 71. You can even go with Accident à la Vanille from the house of JOUSSET PARFUMS. That fragrance is $165. It does put me in the mind of the vanilla in this fragrance. Vivamore even has a popcorn scented perfume called Caramel Pop. That's $125. It is out of stock right now, but if you wanted a less expensive alternative, I probably would go with those other fragrances. This does smell wonderful. It does smell really good, but for that $250 price point or $240 price point, I don't think it's a good value. To blind buy or not to blind buy, if you know you like Gourmands, if you know you like a popcorn accord in your fragrances, if you don't mind smelling like popcorn but a perfumey popcorn, I would say this is a safe blind buy. On the contrary, if you know that this is not your your judge, then it is not a safe blind buy. Rating, I'm going to give this one, I actually really do like it. I'm going to give this a 8.5 out of 10. This is What About Pop. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. This is What About Pop from the House of Oud. Keeping with the House of Oud, this next fragrance is Bun Bun Pop. Again, from the House of Oud. Go ahead and run the product shot. Now, this is your woody, sweet, brown, sugary, ambery, musky, powdery, slight gourmand fragrance. Let's go ahead and get you the notes. What About Pop has top notes of white peach, coconut, and bergamot, middle notes of patchouli and jasmine, base notes of brown sugar, precious woods, musk, and amber. Now, the brown sugar puts this into the gourmand category, but this still smells like a perfume. This is not a literal gourmand. I don't really get much of that coconut. Those notes are just blended in the fragrance perfectly. What I do get is the sweetness from that brown sugar. I don't get the jasmine at all, honestly, but I think the jasmine, it's just kind of adding some depth to the fragrance. The brown sugar just adds some sweetness to it. What I do get is a musky, sweet, ambery, woody type of fragrance. And that patchouli, if you are sensitive to patchouli, I don't think you will really have a problem with it in this fragrance. I do not pick up on the earthiness from the patchouli, so this is one that you definitely will have to get your nose on. Wearability, again, this is perfect for the end of summer. This is a good transitional fragrance. It's not an over-the-top gourmand, but the woodiness in this fragrance makes it a little bit cozier, makes it a little bit warm. In that sense, it would be a great transitional fragrance for moving into the fall, but also it's still fruity and it's still sweet, but not overly sweet, so you can be able to wear it when it is hot. This is a straight up and down unisex scent, in my opinion. It's not leaning either masculine nor feminine. Yeah, it does have some depth to it, but it's just sweet, y'all. It's sweet and it's fruity and it's all the things. Now, the more this fragrance has set, the better the performance has gotten on my skin and on my clothes. Mainly on my clothes. I try not to spray on my skin too much. So as far as the projection, it has decent projection. I would say it has moderate projection. It also has moderate sillage and moderate longevity. I'm getting about a 6-hour wear out of this fragrance. It does project a little bit more so than the What About Pop. It does project enough off the skin to leave a lasting sillage, or one that lasts a good bit of time. This is one I think you can also find on the black market, on the gray market. However, Lucky Scent does have this fragrance also listed for $240. This one I feel like would be worth its price point, because it is not like groundbreaking or anything like that, but I can't think of a fragrance that smells exactly like it. This is a unique fragrance, in my opinion, or to my nose and to my fragrance collection. While it's not groundbreaking, it's not anything just stand out or stellar about this fragrance, I still think it's worth its price point, and I still think it's a good value. Is it blind buy safe? No, especially if you're sensitive to patchouli. I'm not sure how the patchouli will pull on your skin or on your clothes. It doesn't really stand out to my nose. However, I will leave that up for you to be the judge. You can get samples from Lucky Scent. No, I am not sponsored by Lucky Scent, but we pushing, okay? Hey, Lucky Scent, whistle. Okay. Rating, I'm going to give this one an 8.5 out of 10. I would like it to be a little bit more gourmand because I'm your gourmand guru, but I appreciate it and I like it and love it for what it is. So that is Bun Bun Pop from the House of ROUGE. This next fragrance is Accident à la Vanille Madeleine de Proust by the House of JOUSSET Parfums. Go ahead and roll the product shot. Now this is your buttery, apricot, peachy smelling buttery type of biscuit or bread or vanilla-y type of not thick or dense cake, maybe like a sponge cake or something like that. A biscuit would be the perfect representation. Let's go ahead and get you the nose. Madeleine de Proust has top notes of peach and apricot, middle notes of coconut, base notes of butter, vanilla, and biscuit. That is exactly what you get. Now the coconut in this fragrance on my skin pulls very sunscreeny, and it comes off to my nose as a bit of a Band-Aid smell. That smell does die down after about an hour or so, but I have to kind of live with that Band-Aid smell for a moment. But this fragrance is so tantalizing, it's so scrumptious that I just overlooked the Band-Aid smell, honey, because that peach and that apricot and that butter and that biscuit just smell so like an Italian type of dessert or something. I don't know, like a upscale culinary delight, okay? And that's exactly what I get from this fragrance. The apricot and the peach definitely pull heavy. I can't really differentiate the two, but just get your nose on it, okay? Let's jump right into wearability. Again, this is your perfect transitional fragrance. From the summer to the fall time, the perfect end of summer fragrance. It won't be too cloying, it won't be too offensive, it's not too sweet, it still has an airy quality to it. It is very light, so you will be able to easily wear this even in the dead of heat if it's still very hot where you are while we're nearing this summer's end. This is a straight up and down feminine fragrance in my opinion, but whoever can wear whatever, whenever, and however. So if you are a masculine guy, I don't see this being a turn off. If you are wearing it around your boo or your female, knock yourself out if you want to wear it. Again, it still does have a light, airy nature and quality to it. Now this is a strong fragrance out of the nozzle. Like when you spray it, it's strong. You're kind of taken aback by the strength of this fragrance. However, I would say that dies down very quickly. It won't leave a lasting sillage, or it doesn't project. It projects moderately, let's just say that. So therefore, if you pass someone in the hallway, and if you've had the fragrance on a while, you're probably not going to leave a sillage. However, if you've just sprayed it and you walk or you pass somebody or someone approaches you or comes near you, you will leave a bit of a sillage in that scenario. I'm getting actually about an 8-hour wear out of this fragrance. It does die down again significantly after that first hour or so, and then it starts to die down again about hour 6, and about hour 8 you're 100% skin scent at that mark. This is a 50 ml bottle for $155. That is designer price. Great value, especially for the mouth-watering, scrumptious fragrance that is Madeleine de Proust, okay? Great value. Is this blind buy safe? No, this is not a safe blind buy. I would definitely suggest that you buy samples from Lucky Scent and get your nose on it, because I'm not sure if that Band-Aid smell, if that Band-Aid aroma is going to pull heavy on other skin as it does mine. So no, it's not a safe blind buy. I'm going to give this also an 8 out of 10. I'm going to knock off those 2 points because for that first hour, I am stuck with that Band-Aid smell on my skin, and I do have to kind of overlook that. So I'm going to knock off 2 points for that purpose, for that reason. This is Accident à la Vanille Madeleine de Proust by the House of JOUSSET Parfums. And y'all forgive my voice. I've been talking all day. I've been, teaching all day. So my voice is shattered. It is shot. So forgive the hoarseness of my voice, guys. Let's go ahead and get to the next fragrance. This next fragrance is Crystal Love for Her by the ATTAR collection. Go ahead and run the product shot. Now this is your just beautiful, pretty, feminine, so not really sophisticated, but kind of sexy and flirty. Not girly, but just right in the middle, you know, a little bit sophisticated, but pretty, beautiful, powdery rose, a little bit of a chocolate nuance from this fragrance, musky type of scent. Let's go ahead and get you the notes. Crystal Love for Her has top notes of fruits and rose, middle notes of milk chocolate, white musk, and nutmeg, base notes of bourbon, vanilla, and tonka bean. So this fragrance is a little bit warm and spicy. However, it still has an airiness to it. It's not heavy or dense or anything like that, but it still does carry a warm, spicy quality about it, especially with that nutmeg and that tonka bean. You definitely get the musk in this fragrance. It's done beautifully. And that chocolate. Listen, if you're not a chocolate lover, I still think you should give this fragrance a try. The rose in this fragrance kind of knocks the chocolate down a notch, but you do smell the chocolate. I'm not a rose lover, but I love the way the rose is done in this scent. It's fruity. You have that rose, so it's pretty with the rose, and you have that chocolate, so it gives it that gourmand touch. This fragrance is everything that I need in a fragrance. I don't even like rose, but I love it. Again, love the way it's done in this fragrance. You definitely have those gourmand touches with that chocolate and the fruity touch from the fruits. There are nondescript fruits. It just says fruits, and then it's warm and spicy. Jumping right into wearability, since it's warm and spicy, again, it's a perfect transitional fragrance moving into the fall weather, but it's still the perfect end of summertime scent because it still has that airiness to it. Although it is a little bit warm and spicy, it still has it's still fruity because you have those nondescript fruits in here. So that's perfect for your summertime, your end of summer weather. However, I would not wear this in the dead of heat. Like, let's just say I will reserve this fragrance for a summertime night when it's warm outside, when it's still hot. But just say you're going on a sexy date night, or you hanging out night on the town. That's what I would reserve this fragrance for. It might be a little too much in the dead of heat, like just going outside when the sun is at its peak. This might be a little bit too much because it is very strong. Okay, strong, especially when you initially spray this fragrance. It has a wonderful sillage and projection. This fragrance projects so well off of my clothes, and it leaves a lasting scent trail. Okay, however, on the performance, I'm getting about 6 hours out of this fragrance. I actually wore it today, and I stopped being able to smell myself about midday. So I would say this has about a 6-hour wear. 8 hours will probably be pushing it. You will probably definitely have to top it off around that 7 to 8 hour mark. Joma Shop has this fragrance listed at the time of filming for $79.99. This is a 100 ml bottle. Great value. Beautiful fragrance. Okay, great value. Is it a safe blind buy? If you are sensitive to chocolate, I would say still try the fragrance. It is not a safe blind buy if you don't like chocolate fragrances. So I would say get your nose on it. Otherwise, is it a safe blind buy? I would say yes. Rating 10 out of 10. Let's go ahead and do it. I will have to give Freeze Fragrance Find of the Day to Crystal Love for Her by the ATTAR collection. So Freeze Fragrance Find of the Day goes to Crystal Love for Her by the ATTAR collection. This is definitely a 10 out of 10 stellar fragrance. This next fragrance is Dolce Amalfi by the Casamorati line from XERJOFF. Go ahead and run the product shot. Now this is your straight up and down juicy fruit bubblegum. Straight up and down juicy fruit bubblegum. It's warm, it's spicy, it is balsamic, it's ambery, and it smells just like juicy fruit bubblegum. It has a little bit of fruitiness to it with that quince Top notes of quince, cardamom, apple, and saffron. Middle notes of cloves, tolu balsam, and incense. Base notes of vanilla, tonka bean, amber, cedar, and musk. You definitely get that quince, okay? I feel like that is what has it smelling like juicy fruit bubblegum. That, along with those spices, those cloves, a little bit of spiciness as well from the cardamom, as well as that tolu balsam. That quince, along with those spices I just mentioned, kind of gives it that juicy fruit bubblegum type of fragrance or smell. Wearability. Now, this is a warm, spicy fragrance, but it is still sweet and fruity enough to be able to wear this fragrance at the end of summer when it's still hot. However, and in addition, it is perfect for the fall weather as well, because it is a warmer, spicier fragrance. But you can still get away with this fragrance in the summertime, especially at the end of summer. During the beginning of summer, the dead of heat, I don't pull for this fragrance. I have worn it. It didn't suffocate me or anything like that, because it's not a really strong fragrance. It's not hella sweet. I do like to reserve these type of really spicy and really warm fragrances for when the weather starts to cool down. So this is the perfect time of year to go ahead and pull this out. I did layer this with BDK Passé Swarm. The quince in this fragrance smells similar to the quince in BDK's Passé Swarm. They do not smell alike, but they do put me in the mind of each other. They are reminiscent in that way. Performance, I get good performance out of this fragrance. I get about an 8-hour wear. It does have a bit of a sillage to it. It does have a bit of a presence. It will project and it will leave a lasting sillage. So again, that's about an 8-hour wear from Dolce & Amalfi. You may or may not be able to find this on the gray market. I think you should be able to. This is just a smaller bottle, so this probably isn't the greatest value for this size bottle. This is a 30 ml and it's $120 for the 30 ml. The 100 ml is $305. Is that a good value for either? That $305 price point is a bit steep for me, but this fragrance is worth it. I would say it's a good value. But it's expensive. It's expensive. So if your pockets can handle it, I would say knock yourself out, okay? This is not a safe blind buy. The notes kind of sound challenging, but again, it comes across as juicy fruit gum, which is why I put it in the gourmand category. Perfect gourmand for the end of summer. It smells just like juicy fruit, okay? So it's not a safe blind buy in my opinion. Rating, I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10. This is Dolce & Amalfi by the Casamarati line from XERJOFF. All right, so this next fragrance is Rouge Smoking by the House of BDK. I put this one in the gourmand category because it smells like a root beer float with a cherry on top, or a cherry Dr. Pepper. It doesn't necessarily have gourmand accords in it, but let's go ahead and get you the notes. BDK's Rouge Smoking has top notes of cherry, pink pepper, bergamot, middle notes of black vanilla husk, heliotrope, and orange blossom, base notes of tonka bean, cashmere wood, white musk, ambroxan, labdanum, and violet. You do get spiciness from that pink pepper. Again, it smells like a cherry root beer flow or a cherry Dr. Pepper. The orange blossom is done as it is done in fragrances like Love Don't Be Shy, etc. And you do get a little bit of nuttiness from that heliotrope. So yes, let's go ahead and jump right into wearability. Again, perfect transitional gourmand for this time of year. I would put this in the gourmand category, almost a literal gourmand category. However, the orange blossom, the heliotrope, those other type of floral notes, along with the musk and the ambroxan, bring it back into the perfumey category, especially that orange blossom. Again, this fragrance is straight up and down unisex in my opinion. Straight up and down unisex in my opinion. Doesn't lean masculine, nor does it lean feminine. I probably would not wear it during the beginning of summer when the sun is at its peak, or even going outside during the day when the sun is at its peak. It could get a little bit cloying in that aspect. performance. This isn't the best performing scent. However, I do get enough longevity from this fragrance to justify me having it be a part of my collection. I'm getting about a 6-hour wear from this fragrance. After the 3-hour, 4-hour mark, it is going to die down. Not going to become a skin scent or anything like that, but it's just going to die down and you're going to live in your own scent bubble. It has moderate projection, as does it have a moderate sillage. This is 100 ml for $230 on Lucky Scent. I am pretty sure you can find this on the gray market. Is it worth its price point? This is a 100 ml bottle. I would say yes. I love this fragrance, and that's just my opinion. I do think it's worth its price point. $230 isn't terribly expensive, but again, that is subjective. Blind buy worthy. Is this blind buy safe? No, this is not a safe blind buy. I would just say get your nose on it. It's not a safe blind buy. Rating, I'm going to give this one a 8.5, 9 out of 10. And I'm just going to knock off a few points for the longevity. That is Rouge Smoking by the House of BDK Parfum. This next and final fragrance is Vanilla Vice by SNIF. Go ahead and run the product shot. Now, this is your woody. I kind of pick up something a little salty from this fragrance. I'm not sure what that is. It's sweet, it's woody, it's ambery, and I don't pick up much of the creaminess, which we'll get into that in a minute. Vanilla Vice has notes of amberwood, Madagascar vanilla, orchid, sugar, musk, ice cream, and jasmine sandbag. I do not get any of that jasmine. However, that amberwood is very strong in this fragrance. So it's very woody, it's very ambery. I do not get that ice cream at all. How this fragrance was marketed was ice cream, vanilla ice cream. I don't get that. I get a woody vanilla fragrance. Kind of puts me in the mind of your, what's it called, of your Milk by Commodity. It also puts me in the mind of your Whiff of Waffle Cone by Imaginary Authors. Actually, it smells most similar to that fragrance. So if you have a Whiff of Waffle Cone, you probably don't need to have this fragrance as well, because they smell very similar to my nose. Okay, let's go ahead and jump right into wearability. This is the perfect gourmand scent for this time of year. It's warm, it's ambery, it's still light, it's still airy. It doesn't have much of a presence to it, so it won't be overbearing. This is a straight up and down this is a straight up and down unisex scent in my opinion. Let's jump right into performance. I get about a 4 to 6 hour wear out of this fragrance. It isn't the best performing scent. It does leave a bit of a sillage, and it does project moderately as well, about arm's length away. And about at that 3 to 4 hour mark, it is going to start to die down a little bit, and it will probably just become a total skin scent at the 5 to 6 hour mark, in my opinion. But it does project decently, so enough for you to leave a bit of a scent trail. Okay. Value. I wish SNIF made bigger bottles. So for this 30 ml bottle, it is $65. That is a good value. I would say it's not a safe blind buy. You're going to think you're purchasing a fragrance that smells like vanilla ice cream, and it is not that. Okay, so for that reason, it is not a safe blind buy. Rating, I'm going to give this one an 8 out of 10. That is Vanilla Vice by SNIF. All right, guys, that does it for my end of summer gourmands. Thank you for making it to the end of the video. Thank you for sticking in here and rocking with me. I appreciate each and every one of you for clicking on that thumbnail and for showing your girl some love. If you find any value in the content that I'm creating over here on Freeze Fragrance Finds, please take a moment to simply give me a big thumbs up, like the video. If you find any value in your girl, Lady Free, I would love for you to become a part of the Gourmand family over here at Freeze Fragrance Finds, and you can simply do that by hitting the subscribe button. Okay, it's free 99. It helps my channel to grow, and I definitely appreciate it if you will consider doing so. Until next video, peace.